Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Heartiest greetings to all attendees present here. Welcome to today's webinar on Unlocking Efficiency with AeroGCS Green and AeroGCS Enterprise for Streamlined Agriculture Drone Operations. We are thrilled to have you all join us today as we dive into this exciting world of drone technology as groundbreaking solutions provided by AeroGCS. My name is Vishakha Vinse, and I will be your moderator for today. As a leading technology company, PDRS specializes in providing the finest technology stack to help business enhance their productivity and efficiency. AeroGCS is a perfect example of this commitment. Our presenter, Mr. Hari Prasad Jain, with over 8 years in drone industry and a bachelor's degree in aeronautical engineering, Mr. Hari brings extensive expertise. He began his career as a drone engineer at IIT Kanpur, designing and testing various drone types. Transitioning into sales and business development, he secured deals with major clients across sectors like agriculture and construction. In 2018, he led a startup sale efforts, generating rupees $2.4 million in annual revenue. Joining PDRL in 2022, he drives sales and business development in South and East India, aiding drone startups and established companies alike. Hari Prasad remains active in drone community, attending conferences and events while sharing his expertise as a speaker. He is also trained in disaster management and community resilience through UAVs. Prior to commencing the webinar, I would like to mention a few important points. Firstly, today's session will be recorded. Secondly, I will request you all to keep yourself in mute. If you have any questions or queries, kindly type them to the chat box and we will address them once the presentation is completed. And now, without further ado, let's start. Over to you, Mr. Hariprasad.
Yeah, good morning, Vishaka. Could you please help me with my audio if I'm clearly audible?
Yes, you will.
Yes, thank you. I hope I am visible as well to all of you. Vishaka, could you please confirm me on that part as well?
Yes, you will.
Thank you, thank you. Good morning, everyone. Nice to see so many people joining the webinar. First of all, I would like to welcome you all, a warm welcome to each and every one of you. Joining us today for this insightful webinar on AeroGCS Green, the cutting edge ground control system designed specifically for agriculture purposes. Throughout the webinar, we will delve into the innovative features and functionalities of AeroGCS Green, exploring its seamless integration with agricultural drones, its intuitive user interface, and its robust data management capabilities. As we are all aware, there is news going everywhere where we see IFCO, Syngenta, and all of these big chemical companies now come up with a big service orders of lakhs of acres of area, where we see the major concern or their interest would be in the data coming from the drone, which is very critical for all of these chemical companies so as to perform analytics which would help their agronomists to decide whether the particular chemical works and its efficiency, of course. So drone we see is very productive in agriculture nowadays. And we also hear people telling the farmers coming up and saying like without drones, it would be difficult for us to do farming, especially in crops like paddy and sugarcane. So that's the adoption level of adoption we see in the remote part of India. And we see a good demand coming up. Although there are many open source GCS available in the market, our prime focus is to have a made in India product for the Indian farmers. And it's not just a GCS that we are going to talk about in today's webinar, but it's the complete ecosystem, that is GCS as well as the enterprise web-based platform, which gives you a detailed insight of your drone sitting at the headquarters. So that's how the entire ecosystem is built on top of AeroGCS Green. Before we commence, I would also like to say that this platform is for collaboration and knowledge sharing among each of us, researchers, industry professionals, and enthusiasts alike. So I would encourage active participation and dialogue as we collectively explore the transformative potential of AeroGCS Green. If you have any queries or concern in between, please do write in the chat box so that me and my colleague would be taking up from there. Along with me, I have my colleague, Mr. Pratik, who would be walking us through the video part of the demonstration. I would be first going with the presentation part, and then we'll be switching to the live demonstration, where we would be connecting a simulator at the back end and be showing you how the entire mission is planned, how the drone or the aircraft setting is configured on the app. Will show how to take off the drone, how to do RTL, and each and every features which are necessary from agriculture perspective. And then we'll dwell into the enterprise platform, which is basically a cloud platform where all the data will get synced. We'll view all those data in the cloud platform and take some necessary information from there. I will also show you how the analytics is performed on the cloud platform, how the reports are generated, and how it is shared among the stakeholders. So once again, a warm welcome to all of our esteemed attendees. Thank you for joining us on this journey of exploration and innovation. So let's begin. So AeroGCS Green, as we mentioned, is a leading ground control station design for precision spraying. And as we speak, we are leading in India. That's the reason we have mentioned this, a leading Indian ground control station designed for precision spraying. As we speak, we have more than 75 OEMs onboarded with us who are actively using AeroGCS Green and have also got type certified. So AeroGCS Green is in complete compliance with DGCA's regulation. It aims to promote healthier, greener farm fields for improved crop yield and sustainability. Of course, from the data that we get from AeroGCS Green, it helps you to promote healthier and greener farm field. It offers integration that help in adapting precision spraying techniques that results in good growth in the field. So when it comes to integration, we also offer API for our AeroGCS Enterprise platform. If you wish to have your own UI at the front end, the Enterprise API can be used to pull the data from AeroGCS Green. Can we move to the next slide? So what does AeroGCS Green offers? So here we have some unique features which helps you plan your spraying mission within minutes. It is plan and execute a spraying mission using optimized and well-designed user interface, creating a unique experience. Mobile convenience. AeroGCS Green supports Android mobile phones and radio telemetry like MK15, H12, so on and so forth, which has got an embedded screen to it. Next slide. So we can map a field precisely using multi-plotting technique. That is, in AeroGCS Green, you've got an option to map a plot either by using a base map, that is Google, or you can fly a drone on top of a field and take the coordinates for a better accuracy. And then the third option would be to walk along the corners of the field and map the plot. So there are multi-plot plotting techniques in AeroGCS Green. Now, on top of this, there's something which is very unique. That is obstacle avoidance. You can create an obstacle in between the plot. So we would be demonstrating that part as well as to how to create an obstacle in between a field, if there is any, like trees, poles, or well, and how to avoid such obstacle if in case the drone is not having any obstacle avoidance sensor. Right? So you can monitor the flow and spray amount. So basically, there's one more unique feature wherein you can change the spray rate of your pump while on the aircraft is on the air. So basically, this unique feature allows you to change the spray setting when the drone is in autonomous mode or semi-autonomous mode. The pump rate is changed so that the spray is also changed as and when required. Pause mission anywhere and continue later. So basically, if you wish to RTL or pause mission at some waypoint, you can do that as well. And once you go again, you will get a resume option. So the drone will now start its mission from the last waypoint where it stopped. Generate spraying field report. So in this, once the spraying operation is completed, a pilot will then get an option to input a report. So this report will have some pre-input values which are fetched from the mission, like the volume of liquid consumed, uh, total acreage sprayed, and even the total distance traveled, the time of flight along with date. The pilot just need to enter some other critical fields like the cost. For example, if he has charged 400, 500 rupees per acre, he just need to mention that name of a farmer and the type of a crop that he did a spraying operation on. And that's it. He just need to click on sync. It will then create an automated report. So the beautiful part of AeroGCS Green is each and every mission is treated as a project, so that when a pilot goes back and he wishes to do a repetitive spraying on that particular field, he need not plan the mission again and again. Since the project is saved, it's created at once and it's saved. If he wishes to edit, he can do that as well. And it is also synced onto the cloud. So that's the beauty of treating each and every mission as a project. So AeroGCS Enterprise, yes, it's a cloud-based platform where all the data, that is a report which we just discussed of generating post-flight, will get synced onto the cloud version, and it can further be used for performing business analytics to know the pilot performance, drone performance, so on and so forth. We'll also talk about this in a bit. Team and access management. So AeroGCS Enterprise also allows you to add a team. That is basically your operation manager, for pilots, co-pilots. You just need to input their email address and that's it. They'll get a mail notification saying that you are invited to the team. And once he accepts, his detail gets automatically added up into the dashboard. Post that, an operation manager can then decide whom the particular task has to be assigned. So based on its availability, the operation manager can decide the workflow among the team members. So we also have this feature of assigning a KML or a project to a particular pilot or a team from AeroGCS Enterprise. Business analytics, as I just mentioned, with those critical insights coming from a drone, we can perform business analytics like total acres sprayed by a particular drone, total number of hours done by a particular pilot, which crop has given you the highest revenue month on month, year on year, season on season, crop wise revenue. All those details can be viewed from this single dashboard. Of course, UAV performance analytics, as all of the historical logs and the telemetry logs coming from the drone is stored on AeroGCS Green as well as Green Enterprise. It helps you in better investigation of crash or post-flight analysis, since all the critical logs coming from the drone are stored in the enterprise, based on which you can further do pilot performance analytics, drone analytics, number of flights done, and also see this data graphically for a better understanding, and also download it so as to perform further analytics using some other tool. Live feed, yes, this is also one of the very important feature that we see most of the fertilizer company asking for, that is the live feed coming from the drone. So basically, when a drone is flying, if you have a camera embedded to it, it has a capability to record video, and this video is then transmitted over to the Vishaka. Could you please enlarge the presentation screen? We got this text message from someone. I mean, just click on the, just click at the present button at the bottom. Yes, thank you. Click on that. So we can monitor all the drones. We can do a live fleet management, and they track each and every drone. So basically, the drone, if a drone service provider has a fleet of say 10 or 15 drones, and each of these drones has got a transmitter. So through AeroGCS, the drone transmits its live location to the cloud. So now an operation manager can view it from his command control center where the drone is flying, along with the live video coming from it. So that's also very critical. You must know, being a drone service provider, where your drones are flying and if they are in the respective zones. Auto cloud sync of project. So each and every mission is treated as a project, and this gets synced to the cloud, so that when a pilot wishes to have a repetitive or a repeat flight on that same area of interest, he can just fetch it from his account as it gets synced to the primary account of a service provider. So that's how easy it is to create a project, sync it, and then also fetch it back from the server. So before this, I would like to have a live demo. So my colleague, Mr. Pratik, would be walking us through it, and I'll be describing each and every feature. Hi, Pratik. So I've not described presentation in detail. Reason being, I would like to show it live. So we'll be showing it on an Android device in which AeroGCS Green is pre-installed, and we would be connecting it to a simulator at the backend using a TCP protocol, and then we'll be designing a mission with respective uh, you know obstacle. So we would see if we have an obstacle in that plan, like trees, well, poles, or something like that. And we'll show you the complete flow of how the mission is designed, and then how the drone is taken off, how the pre-flight checks are carried, and all those things. Thank you, Pratik. So we are connecting to a simulator at the backend. So this is the AeroGCS screen currently running on Pixel 6a device. So before this, once you start the app from an app drawer, it will also show you the system requirement. if your device is capable of running AeroGCS Green, as it requires a particular RAM and storage. Of course, as it is going to run some heavy performances like transmitting a live video and all those things. So the aircraft, once it gets connected, will get a oral signature saying aircraft is connected. So we have an oral signature for each and every important aspect of a drone operation, like in case we've triggered an RTL or a tank is getting empty or there's a drop in battery voltage. We have a oral signature for better situational awareness for a pilot. So AeroGCS Green currently supports Android, uh, and we also support MK15, that is CI MK15, PureLink, and even Skydroid devices. We see most of the drone service provider or manufacturers also going with MK15 kind of devices for certification. As we see, the requirement is purely uh, based on the data. We see the companies or fertilizer companies not just interested on drones, but also the data coming from the drones, which is very critical, along with the video feed. And that's how we see most of the OEMs and DSPs opting for such kind of devices. And AeroGCS works on that. Even the integration is very seamless. We also support some hardwares which is not particularly built for ArduPilot based devices like GI based altimeters, flow sensor. So the firmware is tweaked. It's the ArduPilot firmware which we have tweaked, and it supports GI based peripheral devices like altimeter, obstacle avoidance, and even flow sensor for that matter. Currently, AeroGCS Green supports ArduPilot based firmware and hardwares like Pixoc Cube, Orange, Orange Plus, CUAV X7, X7 Plus hardware. That is what we recommend. If you have any queries till the time we come up with our live demonstration, you can just post it here. I'll try my best to answer. Ms. Chaya is asking, please explain with some image so can we will correlated. Okay, we'll come up with a, we are trying to connect to a simulator at the backend. So it's better I walk you through a complete process that will give you a better understanding. We intentionally wanted to keep our presentation short so that we keep more time on actually demonstrating you the product. Do you have any queries from the regulation perspective? As I mentioned, we are in complete compliance with DGCS guidelines. If any, please post. Thank you, Pratik. So yes, we can now see the front UI of our app. So before, if you have observed, Pratik, could you please help me with the cursor that is green? AeroGCS green. Yeah, before that we have observed it was red. That means the aircraft was not connected. Now he has connected the aircraft with the backend. So we see it has turned green. So we are good to go with the aircraft setting. On the right top, you can see there are some icons. So the first one is for the battery. Second is for the speed. Third is for the number of satellites along with the HDOP value and the altitude of the drone. And then, of course, the mode and the status, if it's armed or disarmed. On the right hand top, you can see there are three dots. If you click on that, he has logged in from customer success team uh, account. So if you log in from your respective account, say Pratik, it will show Pratik, or from your organization account, say PDRL, it will show PDRL. Then there's button for cloud syncing. So before we start the mission or in between, if you feel you wish to sync all of your data onto the cloud, you can just click on that. And once done, it's start syncing to the cloud. And there's of course a connect disconnect button. And then we have a settings button at the bottom. Can we please click on that? Yeah. So if you click, you'll get an options like aircraft spraying system, remote control, compass calibration, IMU calibration, camera settings, general aeromag account. We'll see briefly each one of them. I'll click on aircraft. So here we have some critical action. So before we also discuss about aircraft settings. When we deliver AeroGCS to our client, that is OEM, we have two software. That is one for the end user, that is AeroGCS Green, that goes with the end user, either pilot or the farmer. And then we have a configuration tool called AeroGCS Config. So the difference between these two softwares are, if an OEM, of course, he wishes to have an access to all the parameters of the drone, which is of course not given to the end user. So AeroGCS Green is purely from an end user per se. So here we give access to only those parameters to the end user, which is specific to the operation, that is agriculture spray. Whereas for the OEM in AeroGCS config, he has given access to all the parameters of the drone, where he can tweak and tune each and every parameter. So spraying complete. So this is one of the action as what needs to be performed once the spraying is completed. Can we click on the drop down? You see options like hover, and you see options like RTL and land. Once the spraying is completed, what you wish to have, whether you want to land it at the same place where the spraying is completed, the final location, or you want to call it back, or you just want to do forward. You can decide that. Second, we have altitude modes. As which altitude mode you want to select, whether relative or terrain. If you have a terrain following sensor, of course, you would click on the related terrain button, and it would fetch the preloaded SRTM data and then follow terrain accordingly. For some crops, it is recommended to have a terrain following sensor. So it's better to have your drone certified with terrain following sensor or altimeter, as it is critical for some of the crop when you fly at lower altitudes. And then spray width, you can change it even while planning a mission. And this is particularly for a manual flight, what the spray width has to be. An acreage calculation. So again, there are two methods of acreage calculation. One is by plot. That is, while planning a project, you plan a plot. For acre, that is the area is calculated for that particular plot in total. Or if you wish it to be by spraying, so the acreage will be calculated only for the waypoint or the line which is sprayed. Okay, it will calculate the width, distance, and accordingly the acreage will be calculated. By spraying, it will be lesser than by plot. Then if you have obstacle avoidance sensor, we have a toggle button here to enable or disable it. Then we go to next, that is spraying system. If you click on spraying system, we have a button for testing a spraying. Mishas, by spraying is basically it will calculate the area only for the spraying and not for the entire plot. You'll understand once we create a plot. Okay. So if we click on spray testing, you can change the spray rate between 10 to 100%. And this can also be changed on the fly. That is one of the unique feature. Then we go to spraying parameters. Here we have some critical spraying parameter like spray spinner, spray speed and all, which we won't be talking much in details. Then we have, of course, a clear trap air, which is very important for a pilot when he goes onto the field. This is a part of a pre-flight SOP that needs to be performed, as we have seen pilot taking a drone after every refill and not checking for trapped air. So this end result cause s- the sprayer, the pump not spraying efficiently, or even the nozzle getting blocked for some reason. So this is also very important. We have a single button, and then we have set spray tank level. We can even set the threshold level for a tank, and then empty threshold action. That is when the tank get empty, what action you need to perform, RTL, hover, land again, and flow meter error alert. So this is again based on the calibration that you do. You can set the error percentage, and you can calibrate the pump flow with just a click of a button. That's how easy it is to calibrate a pump before a flight. And calibrate flow meter. Again, this is required for maintaining the accuracy as we calculate all this data, and this is critical post-flight for performing business analytics, drone performance, pilot performance, and all. Then we have a remote control, compass calibration, IMU calibration, and camera settings. So can we click on compass calibration? So here we have two methods of compass calibration. If your vehicle is very large, we won't, of course, you won't be able to lift it, the pilot and the co-pilot. So we have a large vehicle calibration where true north can be determined from the mobile device, and accordingly the magnetic declination can be achieved. For large vehicle calibration, you need not do in all three axes. And then we have IMU calibration and then camera settings. If you have a camera on board, you can do some settings for that as well. And we click on general. So here we have three languages. AeroGCS Green currently supports three major language, that is English, Hindi, as well as Marathi. We are slowly coming up with three more regional languages of India, that is from South India, Tamil, Telugu, Kannada. So that will also be added in coming days. And then we have AeroMag account. Can we click on that? This is the app, about app, the version number, build number, date, code checksum that we don't give, and firmware version, of course. It is currently running on Arduino Pilot V version 4.5.2. Can we click on AeroMag account? So this is where the name, email ID, if there is any subscription, of course, if the subscription is activated, it will show you the plan that you have opted for, along with the expiry date. So now we'll show how a project is created. As I mentioned earlier, each and every mission is treated as a project here, so that it becomes very easy from a spraying perspective. If a pilot wishes to spray on that particular area of interest repeatedly after some time. So here, can we build a small, can we design a small project with trees in between? This area looks good. Okay. So flying method. So there are two methods of flying. Of course, it's automatic and manual. As we see, some of the pilots prefer flying in manual mode, where there are lots of obstacles or the area of interest is less or there's some other obstruction in between. So in that case, we also have a option for manual. We'll start with automatic now as we are connected to a simulator. Here we'll start with a plot, and we have four methods to create a field plot. As I mentioned earlier, I mentioned three methods, but there is fourth one as well, that is import KML. If you have a plot planned on Google Earth, you can directly import it to AeroGCS Green. And we have three methods on top of it, like RC Mobile, like a pilot can walk along the corners of the field and plot points. Then we have drone. You can fly a drone on top of a field and plot the points. And then, of course, a map. That is, we fetch a Google map at the backend, and we plan a mission on top of that. Now we'll go with map. That is the third option. So the blue icon that you see, arrow icon, is the location of the drone, which is its home location. Pratik, do we have obstacle here, or can we move to the adjacent field where we have a small pond or something like that? Great, great, great. Let's plot this field and let's mark this pond as an obstacle. Great. So minimum 3 points are required to plot a field, and max 4. So this is the first point he has plotted. This is the second one. Okay. Subsequently, a third one. So once the third point is plotted, you can see the size of a polygon along with its periphery. That is 244.8 meters, 196.1 meter, and there is some acreage calculation in between which I cannot see. Yeah, I can plot the fourth one. We can see that also clearly. Great. So it's a 10.24 acre total area, and we see size of each side. So he's trying to adjust the waypoints. You can adjust it accordingly, make it small or big, and even the size, the acreage is getting changed. You can see it's 10.52 now. Okay, and he's going to add an obstacle now. So there are two ways to add an obstacle, either circle or polygon. We can click any polygon. Okay, fine. So now he'll add a obstacle on top of this water body. So the obstacle is now getting plotted. You see it in red color. And you also see the area of obstacle, because that gets subtracted later from the entire mission. It's of 1 point some area. Okay. And then if we wish to delete, we can delete. If we wish to add, we can add. So there are options on the right hand side. The right hand side, we see clear all, save, create plan. So unless we save, we won't be allowed to create a plan on top of it. Great. So can we just save it? Great. So once you click on save button, you'll be asked to input project name and plot name. So a project name is Patil Farm. Great. And the plot name is wheat. Okay, nice. So we are giving a crop name as a plot name here, and we click on save. Okay, now the plot is saved successfully. It will also get synced successfully at the backend. Now we'll click on create plan button, and it's an adjacent field, right? Great. So now you see the plan is created by default on top of this 9-acre area, and you've got options, some four critical options like spray rate, spray altitude, flight speed, and fence boundary, which you can change. Can we keep the altitude as 5 meters? We have option between 1 to 30. Again, this option, that is the max limit, is designed specifically for the specific OEMs. Okay, for example, you have applied for maximum operational altitude of 10 meters in Form D1 while applying for type certification. Then the spray altitude will be between 1 to 10 meters only in your case, in one OEM case. And for a second OEM case, if he has applied between 1 to, if he has applied for 30 meters max altitude, then for him or for his user, for that particular OEM's user, the altitude range would be between 1 to 30 meters. So that's how the parameters are customized and locked as per the OEM's requirement. Again, this is critical as per the DGCS compliance is concerned. Same goes with flight speed, boundary, and uh, the range. That is the maximum distance a drone is supposed to travel as per the certification. So in this case, the range is 500 meter. So max is fine. Some OEM's case, it could be 1 kilometer or 1,500 meter, 1.5 kilometer. So it will be adjusted accordingly. So the flight speed is 6 meter per second. Altitude is 5 meters. Fence boundary is 500 meters. And the spray rate is 70%. Here we get option again to manage parameter, waypoint, spacing, indentation. Can we show some parameter adjustment? So here we see there are not many grid lines since it's a 9-acre area. If we had kept it between 1 acre, it would have been less. Yeah, so you can increase the spacing. So now you see the grid line has reduced, and you can also see clearly that the obstacle is avoided. Okay, now these lines along the obstacle can also be adjusted. That is indentation, space around the plan inside the boundary. So he has selected the upper line, and now you see there is a space between the waypoints, that is a turning point and the boundary. So if a pilot feels there is a farm adjacent to this belonging to some other farmer and he do not wish to spray on that, then this can be done along each lines. You see how beautifully the mission is designed. And then you are also redesigning the obstacle boundary. The boundary is as it is, but you see the spacing is increased along the corners of boundaries. Can you decrease it? If you decrease, you see it gets aligned to the corner. Yeah, if you increase it, you see it is going away from that. So that's the spacing. There is a 10-meter spacing from obstacle. If you feel it should not touch and go, you can avoid that by increasing the obstacle. There's also a red line which you can spot at the left-hand side of the screen. So that's what fence boundary is all about. So even if a drone breaches the plan, it is not allowed to breach that red boundary, which is the fence. If it breaches, it is supposed to RTL. So that's what compliance says. And it is locked in such a way that your drone in any case will not cross that boundary. Great. So can we adjust route? Great. So here you can even adjust the route, that is your start and finish point uh, from the home location. And you can even click on headlock if you wish to save the battery of a drone. The drone will only stick to a particular orientation, and it will not change its orientation or yaw during turns. So the yaw will be locked, and the drone will just follow sideways, fly sideways to follow the pattern. Okay, this is also one of the interesting feature. That is a reason we have kept it 10 acres. We can split plan here. Okay, so can we keep it 30/70? Okay, you see here now the blue part is 30% of the plan and yellow part is 70% of the plan. So you can uh, uh, keep the splitting um, as per your requirement. So this splitting is basically to divide your plan into respective flight plans. Only it can be divided into two parts. So yeah, so that's how it looks. Great. Can we load now? Save now? I think the drone is disconnected. That is why we see red color. Okay, it's trying to connect it back. So plan splitting, Ms. Chaya, plan splitting is used if you uh, have a big plot to be sprayed, but the drone is limited with 10 or 16-liter capacity and it cannot go beyond that, right? It hardly flies for 15, 20 minutes. So this helps you in optimization of your spraying. This helps you in um, reducing your time for mission planning, so that you plan for a big area at once and then you split it, and then again you have a pause and resume function, so that if a drone triggers RTL at some point, even in that 50%, say if you split the plan into 50/50, and in 50% plan the drone triggers RTL at 25%. So you need not plan a mission again. You just need to refill and click on resume. It will go and finish remaining 25%. And if you wish to do remaining 50% next day or the same day's second half, you can do that as well. So this is basically helps you in better planning at operations. I think we are trying to connect simulator at the backend. So far, you have seen how to create a project, how to design a mission with different parameters like spacing, indentation, obstacle spacing, rate of flow, speed, fence boundary. Now we'll see how the plan is saved and synced to the cloud, and then how the drone is taken off, how the pre-flight checks are performed, and then the complete operation, and then of course the enterprise part, where we would be in between. I would like to show, I'll see if it's possible. I'll request Pratik to do that. In between flight, I'll ask him to log in to his enterprise account and see whether he's able to track the drone. So that it will also clear your tracking part concept, where I have shown you in the presentation that you'll be able to live track the fleet of your drones along with the video. I don't think video is possible because it's connected to a simulator. But yes, the data part we should be able to see that from a cloud. Any queries from anybody? If you wish to send us any query over email, please do drop at support@pdrl.in. and we would be addressing your queries over email. And if you wish to share your phone number, then we would be coordinating with you for a live demo as well. So yes, we see now the drone is connected. He's saving a plan as 10-acre and project name Patil Farm. Okay, so the plan is saved successfully along with the fence, plan splitting, obstacle, and all those things. Before continuing, please make sure that changes are still. Do you want to continue? Yes, please continue. Great. So now you see mission is getting uploaded to the flight controller. The mission is uploaded successfully. Great. See how beautifully the plan is created and it is splitted, avoiding obstacle. Even the start point is near to the obstacle. So yes, now you see the complete fly view of the GCS. Here I would be explaining few more icons. On the left hand side bottom, you see altitude, that is the altitude of the drone live, speed of the drone live in meter per second, total area completed live, that is while flying it keeps increasing, flow rate of the pump in liters per minute, obstacle ka altitude, then we have a time of flight, then we have a distance covered in meters, then we have a fluid consumed in milliliters. Okay, on the left hand side top, we have icon. This is for takeoff. Second is for the RTL, return to launch or return to home. And third icon is for pause the mission. And fourth icon is to resume the mission. And on the right hand bottom, we see it's compass. And second, the layer of map. Okay, this is proximity sensor. Yes, this is also one of the important features. So if you have obstacle sensor on your aircraft, so this proximity sensor will help a pilot to sense an obstacle uh, uh, from a particular distance. So as it keeps approaching near to the drone, it will start beeping that the obstacle is very close to the drone from all 365 degrees. Yeah? And that is the spray pump rate. Yes, so on the fly you can adjust spray pump rate, battery, then is the RSSI strength of telemetry. It's 100% now. That is the strength, signal strength between telemetry. There is the radio controller and the drone. Then this is the current of the flight, the current consumed in milliamp hour. Then we have satellites mode. Below that we have true north compass. Then we have map layer. Then we have a screen centering. Yes, we take off and stabilize mode. And in disarm condition, once it is, we click on takeoff, it will get armed. Then we have a live button. Once we click on this live button, drone will start sending its detail to the cloud. Why is it showing invalid project? Could you please check once? Okay, sync will run in the background. Okay, here we have clicked on live button as well, right? Okay, then we have a video icon over there. Okay, now here video icon is also there, which will show. Can we click on that? If there is any camera, you can see live video coming from it, and even you can capture a screenshot from that particular video during flight. Okay, we'll click on takeoff button now. Okay, so once you click on takeoff, so yes, Ms. Chaya, Ms. Kanchan has replied to your query. So Ms. Kanchan is head of our product, and she would be assisting us at the end with Q&A. And if you have any queries in between, please post. They are here, our team, to help you with the answer. So we have edit parameters here. Before takeoff, you'll get one more chance to change critical parameter. like speed, spray rate, altitude, fuel in the tank. And once you click on upload plan, so we are good to go, Pratik, right? 6 meter per second sounds good. Okay, spray rate 70%, altitude 5 meter, and fuel is 10. So fuel is basically the uh, fertilizer. So drone is now performing pre-flight check. That is starting motor. It is in progress now. We have a battery level, current mode, GPS satellite count. So once everything is done, it will say finish motor test, finish battery level, current mode. Okay. So once done, you just need to swipe right to take a flight. It rhymes. Great. So now the drone, okay, it's very far from the location. Let's see how soon it will travel. So it was outside almost of the fence. So this will also address one of your query. What if the drone is outside the fence? Great. So it still travels, but it won't breach it in any case, provided some margins are kept. It is approaching a first waypoint or the start point from where the drone will start doing spraying. So the altitude is maintained 5. It was set to 6. If it reaches 6, it will say it has reached the maximum threshold altitude. You can also see the speed and time of flight changing. We see drone approaching towards start waypoint, and also the heading was locked. So you see the direction of this arrow is not changing. The orientation is not changing. It's maintaining it. Okay. How frequently does the live video stream occur? So this is again subject to availability of internet. If the internet bandwidth is good, of course, the drone will show you before starting a video if the device is capable of transmitting a live video. It will calculate the bandwidth required and the bandwidth available. If both matches, the drone will start sending live video. Latency should be in microseconds. Sorry, it's in milliseconds. I'll not be able to give you the exact figure. And if there is no internet availability, then of course the data gets stored on the local device. And then when there is internet availability, it gets synced to the cloud and also flushes out from the device so as to keep the storage, as we have limited storage on these devices. So the project or the video gets flushed as well once it is synced onto the cloud. So this is all subject to availability of internet. And for the data, uh, we need not need high bandwidth. So yes, can we show them, Pratik, could you please log into your enterprise account, and if possible, can we see the data on enterprise? Aeromag, okay. So these are website aeromag.com. If you click on sign in, it redirects you to services.aeromag.com. Now he is giving his credential. The drone is still flying. The mission is still on. Great. So we are in customer success login. And here, yes, here we have many features. We'll click on AeroGCS Enterprise. Drone Naksha and Pickstock is for crop management. There's someone who has asked this query, I'm sorry. So we'll log into AeroGCS Enterprise from our cloud dashboard. Now it is redirecting us to enterprise.aerogcs.com. Okay. We'll go to drones directly. Later we'll come on to each and every part. Yeah, let's go to not drones, control center, right? Yeah. If you can see live, uh, zero drone is live. Can we go back and change the parameter, whatever required, just to show live data? Just go to the app once. Thank you, Mr. Samir. Could you please stop the mission and plan it once again? A short mission. I guess the project name and plot name was not correct, because of which it's not syncing. So he has triggered RTL now in between the mission because the cloud sync was not clicked. Reason being, there was some requirement of project naming that was not fulfilled. So now we are trying to do that and show you how it gets synced and show the live data. So you see R point, that is the resume point or even the RTL point. It is going back to its home point. And if he again clicks on resume, the drone will go back to the R point and start spraying. So you can clearly identify there are green and blue lines. So green line signifies that the spraying is already done on those waypoints, and blue is yet to be sprayed, red is obstacle, and yellow is the plot. Great. Now we are back to the home position. It's dropping its altitude. You can see it's dropping from. Can you show the cursor there so that our attendees can see the altitude dropping? Pratik. So it is showing that 2.09 acres was completed and distance covered was 845.2. Of course, the liquid consumed will not show because there's no sensor. So you see how the field report is created here. Once the drone lands, the field report will automatically pop up, and you just need to mention the customer name as customer success team here. Drone ID will automatically be fetched as we give AeroGCS. Every drone, once you flash the firmware and you configure AeroGCS, it will automatically generate an unique ID. So each drone has got a unique ID, and the spray volume, it also gets fetched automatically. In this case, we have done it this way through a simulator. So he will just input it manually. Total amount, say whatever you have decided, maybe 100, 200, 500 as per the this thing, and the type of crop. Of course, you can put wheat as it was wheat, and then it only completed 51% of it. And then what was the pesticide or insecticide or fertilizer, whatever was used, maybe nano urea, take care. And then the spray area flight time. You click on done, and then it will get synced or share. You can even share the field report among your stakeholders. Yeah. So just try to sync. Sync is already in progress. You want to terminate it. Yes, terminate and start with a new one. And plan it here only near the icon, or we can plan a new project. Can we have a new project of small area, probably 1 acre or a half acre? Thank you guys for being there. We have crossed 1 hour limit. Uh, we would not be taking more than 20 minutes from here. Try to wrap it up by 12:30. Till that time, I would request uh, to be there with us. I think we are doing on the same mission. Acha, he has clicked on live button and you see the live button has turned green now. So that means the data is now syncing and we should now be able to see it on a cloud platform. Can we go there? Okay, now you see on the left hand side, can you go to the control center once? Okay, we see here one drone is live. Drone, then there is one green color ka one mark. So the name of the drone is Maruti. Oh, nice. So let's click on Maruti and see where our Maruti is flying. Great. So you see in live, Maruti has taken off from his home location and is moving towards waypoint 1. You see in live where it is going on our cloud platform. So even on our cloud dashboard, you see there are some parameters. Can we scroll our cursor to left bottom? Here we have a status. It is flight moving safely at so and so date, at so and so time. It is also indicating that it is moving safely. Okay, for a better situational awareness. If there are multiple flights, you know, and then you see the coordinates, live coordinates changing at the bottom. Pratik, can we just hover our cursor on the left bottom of the screen? So we see the live coordinates. We also see the heading of the drone, that is 179 degree to north. We see there are 10 satellites. We see the altitude, see the speed, a battery voltage, and mode. It is in auto mode. And then we see roll, pitch, yaw moment, which is the attitude of the drone. Then we also see consume liquid. Of course, we do not have flow sensor configured, so we are not able to see this. When the drone is actually flying, you can even see the liquid consumed. Area covered, distance traveled. You see the pump rate, flow rate will also not come now, and obstacle altitude, as we do not have obstacle avoidance sensor configured in this. Then just next to Maruti, there are three icons. Maruti is a name of a drone which Pratik has given. Can we click on the last icon is for the live video, the third icon. You know? So this third icon, if you click on it, it will open as a new tab and you can see the live feed coming from a drone. Can we go back to our fly view? And the first icon is to share the URL. So click on that and you just copy this. The URL can be shared among anybody and they need not log into AeroMig as such. Just with click of a button, any of your stakeholder will be able to see the live video coming from the drone. That's how beautifully the entire ecosystem is made. And what is the second button? It's for maximize. Okay, this is a short drop-down view of a video. Yes. So that's about the view. So we are running Mission Planner Simulator at the back end. Great. So we'll go back to AeroGCS Green. And can we do some other functionality? Okay, so once this is done, it will automatically trigger RTL. Currently, you're not able to hear the audio, but the GCS gives oral signature as well. And now probably it was set for RTL, I mean land after completion. So okay, RTL. You see again the field report here. Just need to input and click on done. Can we click on that share button once above field report? Okay, so if you click on share button, you'll get option to share the report on WhatsApp, LinkedIn, Gmail, Chrome, or even Teams. So the report can be instantly shared to the team or to the uh, field owner or the farmer. Okay, so once this is done, we'll quickly move to AeroGCS Green Enterprise. From there, we'll be able to see how the data has come to our enterprise version and how we can visualize it. Nano urea, okay. Return to launch. Okay, and, can we go back to the cloud version? Great. So here you see AeroGCS Enterprise, and in this account there were 272 flights in total. Can you click on that? And once you click on that, you will see the history of flight from 7 Jan to 7 June. You see how many flights were taken between these periods. It was highest on 7th May. Okay, can we scroll down? Are there any more data? So it's a, yes. So here we can see each and every field data. Now this was done just now. So you see 10 acres, Maruti, time, date, end time, total time, 5 minute, 15-second operation it was, distance and total acre that was sprayed. Can we click on the three dots? What happens? Okay, here you see the maximized view of that particular flight. Fly on date 9th May 2024, that is today. You can drone UN also appears here with drone ID, green build number, average speed, average altitude, and all. And even if there was a firmware version, yes, it is some beta version. If we scroll down, we see the video also. If it had a camera, it would have recorded the video and even images. Then as we scroll down, we see each and every parameter in the form of graph, which also helps in easy identification of if there was any crash or some mishap that happens. It helps in easy investigation. I'm sorry. So yes, great. Can we scroll down? You see even the speed. Speed was reducing. This was at waypoint, probably while turning. Okay, can we come down? You see even the battery status. It was constant since it's a simulator. In ideal case, during operation, it won't be like this. And you see some detail that is, you see some minute by minute. It's a second by second or some minute by minute. I don't know, it's some frequency detail, probably some second detail. Drone is live, arm motor flight, mission 2. Yeah. So you see each and every message recorded on AeroGCS Enterprise. So there are in total 30 logs which are shown in this. Great. Can we go to the next? Yes. So these are the logs. Can we go back the main screen? And here you also see the total acre spray was done. If you click on acres, it's 704.483. So flight time hours. So you can see total acre sprayed between, it can be viewed daily, weekly, and all. Drones, yes. So how many drones you have registered as a service provider or OEM along with UIN number? You can even name your drone. Pawan, Vinay, Jaguar, Falcon, great names. Registered date, on which date it was registered, and even you can download this data. Can we go back? Yeah, if you click on Jaguar, you see Jaguar's detail. You even see the board type, cube orange was used in this, is used in this still. Device RAM was 1.82 GB. It was an Android 9 version. Device model is Qualcomm MK15. All this data are very critical for any service provider or even for an OEM, for which helps them with after sales. Can we go back? Then we have pilots here. As I was explaining about team management, can we click on pilots? We see here only one pilot is added. If we wish to invite more, we can do that as well. Here you can see pilot's performance as well as total hours of flight done. Uh, can you go on that pilot again? And we see how many hours of flight he has done, which helps to, yeah, it's okay, 272 flights. Then we can even see hours worked, 743 hours, 36 minutes, which also helps even a pilot, you know, to maintain his log once his RPA certified. And it also helps an OEM or DSP to review pilot's appraisal or his performance. Then live drones, of course, the drone has landed now. If it was live, we just need to click here, or on in the control center, we can view the flight. Can we go to the next menu, that is drones? So yeah, this is drone performance, of course. Here we can add the drone, delete the drone as and when required. And click on download data as well. Can we click on that and see? Okay, this is downloaded in .csv format. Okay, we go to control center. Yes, we just viewed that. We've just seen that control center. It has got this is the view. Once the drone is live, you can see all the parameters coming here. Then we have team management. Here we have so many people added as pilot or team members. You just need to click on invite button and just input email ID, Pratik or Hari at PDRL. Then I'll just receive a notification saying that you've been invited by a customer success team to be added as a pilot. And I just need to accept that, and my name will automatically come here. Then customer team, that is the account holder, can also decide what permission needs to be given to me, whether I'll be able to view certain things, whether I'll be able to edit them, delete them, or just view them. All those things can also be decided. You can even delete them. Once deleted, so it is removed. Then you go to projects. Here we see all the projects. We just designed Patil Farm. So all of this project can be seen from here. Can you click on the three dots at the end? Okay. So manage, yes, click on manage. So here you can manage the access, as I mentioned. Hari should be given access as an operator, guest, manager, or viewer. If any among this team member if is a manager, he'll be given a manager role. So he'll be able to do each and every operation. Okay, great. If you click on that Patil farm, you see all the details that is playing, and then you see the farm area completed along with fence. If there were any images clicked, it would appear here. If there were any videos recorded, that will also come here. Then we'll go to flight log, which we have already seen. The flight time was 12 minutes 36 seconds for some flight. The total acres was 6.1307, so on and so forth. Yes. Can we go to the settings part? Okay, that's how the report is viewed. And we go to the app. settings part. So in the settings, you can see the profile. You can adjust the appearance. You can even have the API keys. As I mentioned earlier, if you wish to have all of these data, can you click on API? On your UI UX, you can do that as well. All of the data will then be redirected to your server, from where you can take it and display it as an record. This is one of the requirement of IFCO's project. They've asked for the API from the OEMs for spray, as well as from whom they have purchased the drones. Okay, you can give the name of the API as well, and you just generate it. Can we go to the app? So this is the new key which is generated, which can be used later. So inside the app, you now see a beautiful, colorful representation. I mean, colorful dashboard where you see revenue, as in the total revenue generated by that particular team, the fleet of drones, total number of customers that they have, total number of crops they have performed spraying on, total acreage estimation, season on season, year on year, month on month, complete exhaustive report. Last 3 months, last 6 months. Can you click on that revenue? I think that we have just shown it as a representation. So yes, you can view everything here on a single dashboard. Can we go to the next part, that is reports? So here you can customize for a week from and to date. You can even see in the report detail, you see the name of a customer. It was Patil Farm, wheat, 10 acres. You see the report generated here, revenue trend, 500 rupees per acre. So total, how much? So all these thing is calculated here. And if you click on customers, you can add, delete, manage customers from this dashboard. You see there are so many the customer success team here. As a customer here, you can add and delete customers. And can you click on that plus icon just beside search here? So here you can input a name, contact number, address, government ID number like Aadhaar, PAN, email, and GST number if any, if they wish to have GST invoice. So invoicing can also be done on AeroGCS Enterprise. Just a click of a button, invoice is shared automatically to the customer along with GST and all those details. Yeah. So that's all about AeroGCS Green as well as Green Enterprise. We are at dot 12:30. Attendees, you may please shoot up your queries, and myself as well as Kanchan and Pratik would be answering here.
Thank you, Mr. Hari, for this insightful session. Thank you, Mr. Pratik, for your assistance in demonstration. And now I would like to invite Ms. Kanchan Burari, Head of Product Engineering and AI Strategies, to address queries of our participants. A quick glimpse on Ms. Kanchan's professional journey. For over 6 years, Ms. Kanchan has dedicated her skills in crafting flawless embedded software solutions. With 3.5 years in drone industry, she has been a pioneer in its evolution. Additionally, she has spent 2 years sharing her expertise with academia, enriching the next generation. I would request all our attendees, if you have any questions, you can unmute yourself or you can type it in the chat box. So, Mr. Samar Patil has a query. Could you please elaborate on what are the challenges we may face throughout the project and how we can avoid them?
Hello, Samar. So, throughout the project completion, you mean the plot and the plants included in the project. So the kind of challenges you may face, that could be the environment challenges, at which location you are flying the drone, you are spraying through the drone, and the internet connectivity if you want to complete that project with the live streaming and the live tracking with the help of AeroGCS Enterprise. So internet could be one of the challenge. But still, AeroGCS Green has a facility to record all the flight data within it if you take the flight in an offline way. And after that, you can sync it through the whenever the internet is available. Yes. Transparent code checksum display, it is related to firmware basically. So what we do, we provide DGCA compliant secure firmware to the end customer. So that firmware and AeroGCS Green communicate with each other to fly the drone, and your drone cannot communicate with any other ground control station. So to check those secure protocol, we calculate the checksum of the firmware and we communicate to the ground control station. The future scope for this application is completely for agriculture.
Yes, I believe all the queries have been answered of our participants. I would extend my heartfelt thank you to Mr. Hari, Ms. Kanchan, and Mr. Pratik for this insightful webinar. Thank you all the attendees for joining us today. We hope this webinar will inspire you and equip you with the necessary knowledge to harness the power of AeroGCS solution. Let's explore the future of drone technology together. Wish you all the best. Thank you all.